Fraser, how did it feel out there to get that first game in?
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. The result was obviously unideal, but it was really fun. First really competitive hockey game in 3 months for myself, and yeah, really enjoyed it.
What was the game like? And it looked heavy and looked like those guys were playing a strong physical game.
Yeah, they got a lot of good players over there. The rink felt a little smaller. I don't know if it is a little smaller than the other ones, or maybe it's just first game of the season as well. But yeah, not a lot of space out there. Trying to create as much as we can and just battle. There's, like you said, lots of battles and competitive, heavy game out there.
You get this second opportunity to be here. What are you taking away from this opportunity in a game like that?
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said earlier, I think just making the most of these opportunities. You don't get too many in your life where all these high-level teams and people are watching you. So just trying to put my best foot forward and show everyone who's here what I can do and help the team try and come out on top.
How much does a thing like this help you for training camp and getting ready for a season?
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially as a younger guy, like showing good here and getting comfortable, getting the cardio up a little bit. If you get invited to the main camp after, it helps a lot just with being more game ready and eases you into that like high-end competition a little bit better for sure.
Talk to you since development camp. What were some of the things you worked on this summer to be ready for here?
Yeah, I spent a few more weeks there in Toronto with the staff, just working on some of the same things from development camp, working on some offensive stuff for myself personally, some skating. Spent a few weeks at home, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Only 6 or 7 weeks there after dev camp.
Does it feel different when you come back? Do you feel like a bit of an onus to take on more of a leadership role?
Yeah, there's younger guys than me this year. Still not too many, though. I think we only got 2 or 3 05s here, so still one of the younger guys, but definitely feel more comfortable around. Like knowing guys from the past couple of years is nice, and then just wearing the jerseys and being around, just feel more at home than a maybe more nervous 18-year-old did.
How'd you enjoy your line mates today?
It was really fun. Nizey's a great player out there. Voider was battling too. Super smart players and hardworking guys. I'm very lucky to play with them, and they were great. Yeah.
William, you've experienced this tournament before. What do you take away from that first game, and then what are you hoping to take away from the weekend?
Obviously not the result we were looking for, but I think as more as the game went on, I think we played some better hockey, and we lost the special units battle. I think that hurt us tonight. Power play and me personally wasn't at the level that we were supposed to be, and so there's some things to correct for the moving forward. But I think we had a good push in the third, and we just got to build on that.
Is a lot of this, especially for a skilled team, you guys are. Is a lot of it about finding that timing this early?
Obviously, we're not really used to play all together yet, and I think that tomorrow's morning skates is going to be pretty useful for us. But I think you just got to stick with it. Obviously, like I said, we're not used to play together, so maybe sometime we're not on the same page. But I feel that more that we get reps and more we get time together, it's going to get better, and pretty sure we're going to have a better result next game.
A lot of games in the American League last year. How would you compare the pace to a tournament like this and that game there?
Yeah, I think it's high pace, and there's a lot of people that wants to prove some things here, and I think that brings the intensity even higher. So it's fun to be here. I really like to be here. It kind of gets you started in the competitive mindset before the next thing that comes up before the season and all that. So yeah.
What are you looking to prove to yourself this year? Like, what are some of your goals for the upcoming season?
I think I've been working on my skating for a couple years now. I just gotta keep working on that. And I think it's consistency. I think the biggest thing that I learned last season is to be in the lineup every night and to establish yourself. You got to bring a good game pretty much every single night. So for me, that's what I'm looking forward to do this season. Really establish myself as a regular in the lineup. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for.
Is there a field change when you go from major junior over to a first full year pro at that level? If it's not the highest pro level, like you kind of have to get a feel for maybe the way the flow of the game goes?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's the physical aspect. And there's a lot of things to off the ice, learning how to be a pro off the ice, learning how to live by yourself or with a roommate. It sounds a little bit tricky, but that's still a thing that you got to get used to. But I think really like the physical part of the game. I think the box out, the way I defend in the bottom zone. So that's the biggest thing I'm trying to work on.
How much does a tournament like this help you get ready for a full season again?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I think it gets you in a competitive mindset, in your game shape a little bit. I think it's fun to practice during summer, but there's nothing like playing games. So, like I said, I'm happy to be here. It's gonna get me going for what's coming up.
Did you ever leave?
Yeah, I was living with Matt Caldwell,
Oh, okay.
great guy. Pretty bummed that he left, but that's what pro hockey is. So.
Max, looked like a heavy game out there. How would you characterize it?
Yeah, I think the first game back throughout the summer in the prospect showcase, everyone's trying to feel their legs out, feel the game out. Obviously, the pace is fast, so I think it was a heavy game. We learned from what we needed to do, got our legs under us, and I think we're gonna. That's our starting point. We're gonna move from there.
What do you hope to take away from the game, from the tournament?
Yeah, I think individually, I think it's just about embracing contact. Moving my feet, doing the defensive things right. Really picking up where I left off at the end of the season last year, and as a team, I think we just want to come out here and show our depth and what we can do and the type of play we want to establish.
Where does this level of play fit in as opposed to, say, an American League game, regular season?
Yeah, I think the competition's high. Everyone's good out here. I think you can expect a battle every time you go into a corner, go to the front of the net. So I think it's a good battle, and I think it's a good step for us to start.
How much does this tournament really help you get ready for training camp and then the season?
Yeah, I think it's crucial. You start getting game speed, you start playing defensive positions, you start learning the O-zone structure again. I think it just gives you a little bit of a structure to start, and I think sometimes when you come off of summer, that helps a lot to just get your mind back into it right away.
Speaking of summer, what are some of the things you worked on to really get you prepped for this year?
Yeah, I took a lot of time with like stability and balance and trying to embrace contact, so that cutting out of corners this year and handling contact is a focal point for me. So I tried to make sure that I was battling against some good players this year to make sure I was ready for this.
John, you faced a pretty heavy and veteran for this tournament anyway, Columbus team today. How did you feel your team fared?
Well, I thought it was different stages a little bit. I thought we came out really well, made some nice plays, didn't get any puck luck, but created some good opportunities where I thought the pace was good, and then we had this, and then they scored, a couple goals that were, again, they had traffic and they went in, so it is what it is. And then after that, I thought they took it to us, and we kind of watched a little bit, but then what you want to see from a team, especially from our first time being around the group, is that they never quit. They battled hard, and they scored some goals there to at least show that once we do those things, that we'll be in a good shape.
It does seem to underscore that the veteran presence makes a big difference in a tournament like this. What did you see from some of those guys that have been here, the Fraser Mintens and Max Ellis types?
I really liked. I thought Minten was outstanding, not only on the ice, but I thought he was great on the bench. Positive, and made sure that guys were still engaging. And part of it, I really was impressed with his leadership skills. And then Max, I thought he was going, he's skating and making some plays, and I wanted to reward him a little bit with playing with that line. But all in all, I liked a lot of responses, Colin, where there's a lot of guys and there's a lot of guys that played well. You know what I mean? I don't want to just single anybody out, but for us as a staff to evaluate guys in these situations is important for everybody, and this is the starting point.
And it's certainly at this point in the season, the skill guys are still finding timing, and you find that a little bit in this game, that the timing just a hair off.
Well, I think more so we have worked on special teams. We had a meeting about power play and penalty kill today, and obviously it showed. So to the point I just made, it's a starting point. We get some good video, and we can teach from those moments, and that's what we'll do.
Even one game in with the break too, and they came back and were able to, make it a game. What did that tell you about the team?
Well, I think it speaks volume for what kind of character they have, and I think when you're trying to build something, you start with the character and everything that they do that they can't control, and then the hockey will take care of itself, and we'll help them with that. But I really, again, it's encouraging for us as a staff to see our guys battle and not quit.
What do you hope for you and your staff to take away from this whole tournament?
Well, I think some just teaching points on how we want to play. Special teams will be important too, to take some good video, and then just see how how you teach these guys how to understand how consistency and you just gotta. I mean, every day is different, and how you get through your adversity.